Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 13th August 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access all these training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab Post, then you get access to this post. Some of you may see Community tab in place of Post. In that case, click on that Community tab, then also you get the same post. Once you get the post, this post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. To access the first lesson, scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. I provided all my training instructions at our Telegram channel. You can find the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Once you join at our Telegram channel, in the previous or old messages or even in the pinned messages, you can find all the training instructions. If you learn the course according to my training instructions, then it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. Okay, now I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. Okay, first I am going to find the stocks near daily and 75 minutes time frames so that we can identify high liquidity zones and they can be used for HLQ zone strategy, that is high liquidity zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 videos. Okay, first daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. So the first one is SRF and the second one is Wipro. So we identified 2 daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next, for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone, we got 3 stocks. And we don't have any daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. ICICI Prudentials is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. IDFC First Bank is having 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Suzlon is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. So total 3 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones we identified from this list. Okay, next, for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone, we got 13 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. The first one is AU Bank. Next, Dixon is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next, IRB is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next, Jubilant Food is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We identified 4 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay, if any of you did not understand the structure of this report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.1 video. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, this is a HLQ zone strategy. HLQ zone identification from daily and 75 minutes time frames. Next, I will be generating Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with Nifty from monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Okay, in any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. One time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. You already learned these concepts. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. The nearest demand zone to the current closing price is serial number 22. I'll put it in the middle of the page so that you can access some more demand zones. Okay, so this is a Nifty 15 minute supply demand zone chain report. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. So all are supply zones. I'm scrolling the list down. So the nearest demand zone for the current closing price is serial number 35. Let me adjust in the middle of the page. Okay. So this is about Nifty 5 minute supply demand zone chain. We have completed Nifty supply demand zone chain generation. Next, I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain report. I'm going back, changing the name to Nifty Bank. That is nothing but Bank Nifty. And starting with monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. The nearest demand zone to the current closing price is serial number 24, Pierce demand zone. I'm keeping it in the middle of the page so that you can access more demand zones. Okay. So this is 5-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain report generation. Next, I will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily income trades. Starting with the monthly income trade, bullish trade setup, entry time frame. Sorry, not bullish. First, I am going to generate sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame daily for monthly income trade. Entry zone, demand zone for sideways long, and bullish or bearish or sideways. At daily, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score 11 for sideways. With these filters, we got 6 stocks. And all these daily demand zones are supporting sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade, and some are pierced demand zones. You ignore them. You can use them for your pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 28. Okay, next, sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade, daily supply zone and sideways short. We got 2 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Okay, next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, daily demand zone, here bullish, and also minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. So total we got 20 stocks. First 18 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. First 18 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 20 stocks are filtered. All entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Out of these 20 daily demand zones, there could be some more high probability trade setup daily demand zones might be available. We need to find them based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies you learned in lesson 27. Okay, first filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and a weekly demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter and applying on the 20 stocks. Now the list is come down to 15 stocks. In all the 15 stocks, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone. That means daily demand zone is part of the weekly demand zone. And also weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks. So that we can further filter this list based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So that the overlapped daily demand zone inside those weekly demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. So let's filter based on EMA confluence on weekly time frame. Because daily is overlapped with weekly. So we are checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Because weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks. Now the list is come down to 8 stocks. These 8 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zones might be violated. Pierced zones you have to use only for pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 28. Okay, but otherwise these are the high probability trade setup, daily demand zones. They might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. If they don't satisfy, if any of the checklist items are violated, there are higher chances zones might be violated. You should not forget that. Lesson 20 is very important. Okay, this is one strategy, and another LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence, and then HTF EMA confluence. Let us apply those strategies and filter the stocks. I am removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters I am going to set: daily, weekly and monthly. First filter is already enabled, daily and weekly. Next, daily and monthly demand zone confluence, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. By setting all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. In all the 4 stocks, these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. Both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. And monthly trend is up in 3 stocks. Sideways we have to ignore, so that we can apply first 3 stocks, a monthly EMA confluence and monthly demand zone, so that the overlapped daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at monthly, I am checking monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. We got only 1 stock. That way, this daily demand zone might be having more high probability to get success. That's why it is already tested 8 times. Is it going to work further? May or may not be. That's all depending on lesson 20 checklist items. If lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied, you can plan the trade in this zone. Otherwise, higher chances zone might be violated. So this is about bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Daily, supply zone, entry time frame zone. Here bullish or bearish, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd and enhance score 12, and we got 3 stocks. And all these daily supply zones are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zone. Out of these 3 daily supply zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence strategies and EMA confluence strategies. Okay, first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly supply zone confluence. By setting the filter and applying on the 3 stocks, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zone. And also weekly trend, the ITF trend is weekly trend is downtrend. So further we filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. So we got 1 stock. That way this daily supply zone is having more high probability to get success. See, already tested 3 times and gave good trades. And is it going to work further? Yes, we can make use of this, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zone might be violated. Okay, this is about LTF and ITF supply zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence strategy. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence and then HTF EMA confluence. Removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters I am setting. First one is already enabled, daily and weekly. Next, daily and monthly, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. By setting all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these daily supply zones overlapped with weekly supply zone. Both together again overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways. So we are not further filtering based on monthly supply zone with monthly EMA confluence, because sideways trend EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, let us generate weekly income trade reports. Quickly I will generate and I will reduce the commentary for weekly and daily income trades. If those who wants to refer monthly income trade commentary, please refer. Okay, weekly income trade entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. Selecting sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhance score 11 for sideways, 75 minutes demand zone, should not be PR. So one more filter I am adding. pierced count. We don't want pierced zones for 75 minutes time frame. So I'm setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Which zone? 75 minutes demand zone, whichever is the one you select here. So we got 4 stocks. Sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Next, sideways short trade setup, 75 minutes supply zone and sideways short. We got 5 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones, because these are the sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade. Okay, next bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, 75 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and minimum order enhancer score 12. We got 8 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Let's identify high probability trade setup zones based on different zone confluence, EMA confluence strategies learned in lesson 27. First filter is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. That is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. Applying on the 8 stocks, we got 7 stocks. In all 7, the 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is uptrend, ITF trend. So let's further filter based on EMA confluence on daily time frame. That is daily demand zone with daily EMA. We got 2 stocks. That way these two 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zones might be violated. Okay, next LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence related filters. Removed EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one already enabled. Next 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters. We got 2 stocks. This 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with daily, both together overlapped with weekly. Weekly trend is uptrend, only 1 stock. Let's verify this weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. And trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So no stocks are filtered for weekly EMA confluence. Okay, this is bullish trade setup. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. 75 minutes supply zone. Here bearish. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum order enhancer score 12. And 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 75 minutes, minimum 0, maximum value 0. We got 9 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. So total we got 9 75 minute supply zones. Out of these 9, there could be some high probability trade setup supported supply zones might be available. Let us identify them. First filter is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. Enabling the filter and applying all those stocks, we got 9 stocks. All 9 are filtered. That means in all the 9, the 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with the daily supply zone. And also daily trend, ITF trend is a downtrend. So let's further filter with daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So 2 stocks are filtered. That way, these 2 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones might be violated. Okay, next LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 75 and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone confluence with all the 3 filters. We got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 75-minute supply zones overlapped with daily supply zone, both together overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is a downtrend in two stocks. Let's verify if any of these two stocks weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So we got one stock. That way this 75-minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zones might be violated. So this is weekly income trade. Next we will look into daily income trade. For daily income trade, entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone for sideways long, and here bullish, bearish, sideways at 15 minutes, sideways long, and here zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhanced score 11 for sideways, and also 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got two stocks. Sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Next, sideways short trade setup, 15 minutes supply zone. And here sideways short, we got four stocks. Sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone. Okay, next bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes demand zone, entry time frame, and here bullish. And one more change, minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. We got 8 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. So total we got 8 15 minutes demand zones. Out of these 8, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies you learned in lesson 27. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. By setting this filter, we got 6 stocks. In all these 6 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And also 75 minutes trend is, ITF trend is uptrend in all the stocks. So let's further filter this list based on 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. One stock is filtered. That way this 15 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zone might be violated. Okay, next we will filter based on LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, and then HTF EMA confluence. Removing EMA filter here. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is up in only one stock. Let's verify this daily demand zone having daily EMA or not. Daily demand zone with daily EMA, and also trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So that's this one stock is having uptrend is filtered. That way this 15 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success. Provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zones might be violated. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stock, and then HTF EMA confluence. I'm going back. removing this. Next, we have to look into bearish trade setup. For bearish trade setup for daily income trade, it is a daily entry time frame 15 minutes, entries on supply zone. And bullish or bearish at 15 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. And also 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 11 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Out of these 11, how many are having more high probability to get success? Because entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones in all these stocks. Out of these 11 15-minute supply zone, how many are having more high probability? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. You land in lesson 27. So first one is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. By enabling the filter and applying on the 11 stocks, we got 9 stocks. In all the 9 stocks, these 15-minute supply zones are overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. And also 75 minutes trend is downtrend. ITF trend is 75 minutes. So we can further filter based on 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Let's verify. 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 2 stocks. That way these two 15-minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones might be violated. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. That is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence with all the 3 filters. We got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 15-minute supply zones are overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. And the daily trend is down in only 2 stocks out of 3. So those are 2 downtrend stocks. Let's verify daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. And also trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So none of the stocks, so we don't have any high probability trade setup supported zone based on this strategy. So this is about income trades. Next I will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, starting with the yearly. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 2 stocks. I'm giving you very few seconds time. So you need to pause and study, after that proceed further. Next, price closed inside yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next, half yearly time frame, stocks price closed inside half yearly demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly, stocks near to the quarterly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, we got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. First 22 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 23 stocks. We can further filter based on EMA confluence and quarterly time frame. Quarterly demand zone with quarterly EMA and also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 14 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 8 stocks. Let's further filter with EMA Confluence on quarterly supply zone. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 18 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 40 stocks. We can further filter with EMA Confluence on the monthly demand zone. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. So first 20 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 21 stocks we got. Okay, next price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. 25 stocks we got. Further filter with EMA Confluence on monthly supply zone. Trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 7 stocks. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 11 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 20 stocks are filtered. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. $51 stocks. We can further filter with EMA Confluence on weekly demand zones. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. List is reduced. First 16 stocks in the list. Nifty Bank, Nifty Mid Cap select are here. Scrolling the list down. So total 23 stocks are filtered. Okay, next price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 32 stocks are filtered. We can further filter with EMA Confluence on weekly supply zones. And trend should not be sideways on weekly. We got 10 stocks. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. We got 10 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minutes supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone. We got 15 stocks. So this is about finding the stocks near demand and supply zones. In the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I'm scrolling the list, whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. After that you can proceed further. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. This is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.